this Magneto is going to be used on an engine with a type 1 trip mechanism. The points needs to be set at 1/16 of an inch distance. That's 62.5 thousandths is how much that this armature moves before the points opens. If you have a different drive mechanism type, then there's different numbers to correspond with that. Is 2 numbers, 1/16 and 3/32. These are 3/32 of an inch thick. This drill bit is 1/16. Quite a bit of difference right there. You can figure the thousandths. In this case right here, we're going with the 1/16. Going to use this mag onto a McCormick Darien engine, type M. And okay, now get right along with this. You can see when this goes down and bottoms out that I have no clearance here, none at all. So when I trip the mechanism up to give us what we're trying to do is to achieve a gap in those points. In order to set that gap, you put a 1/16 measurement there and a 1/16 measurement there, and set that down. At this measurement right here, those points should just begin to open. And as you can see, we got a whole bunch in yonder. I mean, that's quite wide. So we have to make that at the point of opening. So we got to turn this screw. Most time you have to take it out. Let's see. We may be lucky on this one. Yeah. See those points getting closer together to the point where they touch. Those points right there are just touching now. So what's this right here? When I take these out and let that go down, I have that same distance right here between this screw head and that distance right there. So that's how to adjust the points. It's that simple. Now we have to set that measurement tight. Now I have found out that taking in consideration the slack in the mechanism and all, that seems to me like I get better results if I go somewhere about halfway between those two measurements, which means make that gap right there a little bit proud. So to tighten those up, you take that out, and you have to hold the points in the position where they're at now in relationship to the screw, and turn that lock nut in there to tighten it up. So you have to get that spring back, and you see I've got about that much to go. Okay, to make it easy, I'm just going to take all this apart. Now you be doing this there too, so don't think it's something that you don't have to do. And then you can turn this down about where you think it was at. Makes it a lot easier just to with a lot of adjustments rather than trying to get up in there with the wrench. Put your lock washer back on there, and I did see that trying to turn. I think it did turn quite a bit. Put this back into the and see, we don't have as much as we need there, so we got to open that back up, to about right there. We're going to check it again, but we'll do it by eyesight a couple times. Because, see, I turned that. Oh, it's still got to go about 1/8 of an inch. And what's happening is I'm turning, the spring is turning that adjustment nut. So I'm going to hold the spring this time where that don't, and put back in there. And gotta have a little more. If now is the time for this. If it ain't right and you don't fix it now, then it's not going to be right. That looks pretty good. If we can tighten that up right where it's at. And this, the size on that right there is a 7/32. That little nut and washer nut in there is 7/32. And you have to turn it without turning anything else. Okay, that's kind of tight, but not. So let's see what we got. It looks good. And what I'm looking at is this measurement right here. Okay, now let's go back and confirm on our armature. Set those down, and the points should just be opening right now. And if you can see in yonder, there is, you know, I'm not going to put the feeler gauge in there, but I can see light through yonder, but that's all. So it is, that means that this is adjusted a little bit more than the 1/16, which is what I want. So now I'm going to lock everything together. And now well, you have to cinch this up. And to cinch that up right there, and cinch that up, and I don't want that to move. Now I don't want the scar. Okay. See, I held that tight. I held it tight lightly. Let's put it that way. Not to scar that roundness, but to get a tooth right in that gap right there and hold that enough to where I could tighten those two together. It's all I did. I didn't want to put a scar mark on that at all. So I think now it's tightened up, and this will be the last time if it did not move. So put that back in there. And you know me, I'm going to do it 3 times regardless if it's right or wrong. I'm going to do it 3 times. And so that's bottomed out. Those are true and tight. And I look in yonder again, and I've got just and I'm looking right in yonder, and I've got just a slight gap. So that's good. Take these 2 out, and it works. We'll be good to go. All it's left to do with this magneto is to charge the magnets. Let's get on with that.